Saturday, everyone. Sneaky Steez here, and we're just a little over 24 hours away from the Philadelphia Eagles opening game of the 2022 NFL season. So yesterday I did a video giving a preview of some of the vids I'm going to be doing over this weekend. So here in about 30 minutes, I'm going to be doing a preview of tomorrow's game against the Detroit Lions. Might go a little under, might go a little over the half hour that I'm expected to. And I also promised in that video yesterday that I would give the link to the StreamYard to invite people who want to join the stream to join the stream. So I'm going to post the link right now. So there you go. There's the link to the StreamYard. Anyone coming in who wants to join in and chat with me about the game, you're more than welcome to join in. There's a poll. Simple question. Will the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Detroit Lions tomorrow? Yes or no? So let's get right into it. So, the countdown's finally over tomorrow. Get a little over 24 hours before the regular season starts for the Philadelphia Eagles. And we've been talking about, we've been hyping it up, especially throughout the summer. We've been talking about this team and all the upgrades we made. And we made a lot of them. We pulled off the move draft day to get A.J. Brown. We brought in guys like Hassan Reddick, Kazir White, James Bradbury, made the trade for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. We shopped Jalen Reagor to the Vikings. And we got to play them week 2 on our home opener. But we did a lot of things. I mean, there's plenty of other moves we made as well. We got Zach Pascal, who worked with who has some rapport with Sirianni from his days with the Colts. So we did a lot of things right there. And now it's all going to come into fruition starting tomorrow. Season opener. Now, the good news is we're pretty much healthy for the most part. Even the players that we did have injured were full participants in practice, and it looks like they'll be playing tomorrow, most likely, such as Javon Hargrave, Miles Sanders. So it was Hargrave, Sanders, Barnett, and Joshua Scott, defensive back. So it looks like they will be playing, which is the good thing. And look, obviously, the Detroit Lions, a team that's rebuilding, that appears to have had a solid draft right there. They got Aiden Hutchinson with the number 2 pick. He'll be playing right there, defensive tackle. And so far, it looks like from what we're seeing with him, he's going to be living up to the hype. So with the Detroit Lions, they definitely made some upgrade. They got Jameson Williams. So they got a better roster, but let's face it. We already beat this team last year with a weaker roster. Okay? And we're coming into tomorrow's game with a stronger roster with all those upgrades we made that I've discussed many times. So if we could beat them last year and blow them out in their home stadium with the roster we had last year, we should do the same this year. That's what I'm saying. We should do the same this year. Because even with the Detroit Lions being an improved team, we're an improved team too. And we got better talent to join us during the offseason. So there's no reason we should be losing to this team. We should go in there and beat them. And I do expect the Lions to put up a fight. But hey, I'm expecting us to get this W and start off 1-0. And then moving on to our home opener week 2 against the Minnesota Vikings. That's what I'm expecting right here. Yep, Philly Notion. Thank you for joining in. You put it best. We better win. No excuses. Absolutely. And we got the better roster. Obviously, we're playing a weaker team. So we should definitely get the win here. Definitely with that roster we have. I don't see where I look at the Detroit Lions. The only players on that team that are going to be playing tomorrow that concern me at all are Aiden Hutchinson and what's his name? Jeff Okudah, who's coming back, the defensive back. He missed most of last season. He got injured week 1. But those are the only 2 players in the Detroit Lions that are any concern to me at this point. And then Jameson Williams, he's not going to be playing, so that's all I'm concerned with right there. We should be able to beat him. Even with Jeff Okudah, we can still move a ball around him, and we can still wear him out as the game goes along. We could still put A.J. Brown against him and wear him out as the game goes along, and A.J. Brown could still get open looks on him. Not to mention, we still got Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, Zach Pascal. We can still incorporate Quez Watkins in there. And we can run the ball, too. So that's not really much of a concern. And Aiden Hutchinson, hey, he might be able to get some pressure on Hurts. He might get to him a few times. That is a possibility. But I know, too, with Jalen Hurts, he does have the ability to make plays with his legs. So there's a good possibility that he can use his legs to make some plays to move around the blitz, especially if Hutchinson tries to get to him. So even with those two players who are the best players on the Lions, there's still ways to work around him and still score points on them. I mean, there's still plenty of ways right there. Now, obviously, we can run the ball. We did that good last year. We still got most of the same back, so that's something else we can do too. And yes, even though we have stronger options in the pass game, I still think we should commit to the run. Still commit to trying to run the ball at some points. I mean, I don't want to get too pass happy, even with the options we have. So that's something else I want to see right there. I mean, our defensive line, I mean, last year we struggled to get pressure against top QBs, but we're not going to be playing them tomorrow. So it's not really that much of a concern. But with our linebacking core, we got TJ Edwards, Kaiser White, excuse me. What else? I mean, even if we don't put Hassan Reddick at the linebacker, we can put him at the defensive line too, and use him that way. In the passing game, who does Jared Goff really have as a reliable option that really concerns me, especially with Jameson Williams not playing? I think we catch them off guard with some hurry-up tempo. Yeah, I mean, that can work too. I mean, I really don't think the Detroit Lions defense is much of a threat, honestly. Regardless of whether we use the hurry-up tempo, we take our time, regardless of what we do, I don't really think they're much of a threat. We can get them either way. Now, that's not a reason for this team to be overconfident. Of course not. Because that's the last thing you want to do week one in game your favorite to win with all that hype is to come in overconfident. But I still think we can get them either way. Whether you get them with the hurry-up tempo, and regardless of what, and there's plenty of ways to get to this team. Hurry-up tempo, going a little bit favorable to the run early on, and then going lean more toward the pass once the run game starts to do its damage. Whatever case may be, it seems like an easy game for this offense. It should be. I mean, if they don't win this game, I'm going to be so mad on Monday, just like the rest of the fan base. There's really no reason we should lose this game. I mean, because we got a running game. Miles Sanders looks like he's going to play. Boston Scott, Kenneth Gainwell. Okay, we can use any combination of those three in the run game. And then Jalen Hurts can run too. So we can definitely get them with the run game. Passing game, got all those weapons there. They're coming into this game healthy. You got A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, Dante Smith, Zach Pascal, even Quez Watkins. Can at least do something against this defense. So we should have all the tools on offense to, at least on paper, put up 30 points against them. And yeah, pretty much that's exactly the perspective. Exactly, because the Detroit Lions, I mean, offensive-wise, they're not that much of a threat. They're not a big threat to put up a bunch of points against us with this defense we have. I mean, we're coming in with our guys healthy. They're coming in this game ready to play. I mean, the Lions should not be a threat to put up over 30 points against us at all. And if we have trouble against that, yeah, definitely going against the Vikings with Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, as long as they both make it through week one, as long as all those guys make it through week one, they will destroy us week two if that, heaven forbid, happens. Absolutely, Notion. Absolutely. Right, where is that? Right, look at this right here. Right, our offense, I mean, we should be going out there balling out against this defense. Even with Aiden Hutchinson and what's his name again? Oh, I just forgot it. Even with, what's his name? Jeff Okudah. Yeah, even with those two guys, our offense should still dominate this game, both in the run and the pass game. There's no excuses for that. If it does happen, I'm thinking it's because of too many offensive penalties or Jalen Hurts being inaccurate, if something like that were to happen. Yeah. As far as our defense goes, look, Detroit Lions, that offense doesn't really scare me at all. It doesn't. especially with the defense we have. I mean, I'm confident that things are going to work out. And all I'm doing is hoping that, look, we don't come into this game overconfident as a team. Because that's the only way I see them beating us. If we come in overconfident, if our players are staying up late Saturday night into the early hours of Sunday morning, playing Fortnite or Madden or, whatever the case is, that's the only way I see them beating us. Because really, I don't see what's much of a threat about this Detroit Lions team. We're clearly the better overall team. I mean, this is we already beat them last year on the road, so we got that. We got that to give us even more confidence going into this game against this Detroit Lions team. I mean, we beat them pretty decisively last year. What? It's really, yeah. I mean, this is obviously a favorable matchup. Then we turn around week 2. We got to play the Vikings at home. That should be a tougher game right there. And we know the Vikings, they play the Packers tomorrow. That might be a shootout. Chances are the Packers are going to win that game, but we'll see what happens there. As far as we go, hey, this is a great tune-up game, so to say, to get our confidence up. Get this team started on the right foot. We got all the hype going into it. It's a favorable game for us just to go out there, win, look impressive. Start to cash in on some of that hype and use that to our advantage. That's what we can definitely do tomorrow. So definitely this is a favorable matchup for us. So I don't really see what we can do. I mean, we just got to go out there and get the W. Don't come in overconfident. Try to balance out the run and the pass a little bit. Let the guys on the D-line do their job. Get some pressure on the QB. We have the talent there on the D-line to do it with all these guys. Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham coming back. We'll see if he's still the same. Jordan Davis. Javon Hargrave looks like he's going to be playing. We know he's coming off an injury, but he should still be effective as long as he doesn't re-injure himself. The defensive line, we got all the tools right there to get some pressure. Hold up one sec. So predictions. Giants versus Titans. That's an easy one. I got the Titans in that one. Jaguars versus Washington. I do think Washington's the better team, so I see them being able to get the win right there. I mean, even with the Jaguars improving, they still have a long way to go, just like the Detroit Lions. So I still got Washington in that one. They at least have a competitive roster, so I think they're the better team. Buccaneers and Cowboys. I got the Buccaneers in that game. We know the Cowboys, though, are going to put up a fight. So those are my predictions for those 3 games right there. So that would definitely be favorable to us right there. To have if everything pans out, to have 2 of our division rivals, the Giants and the Cowboys, lose. Sure, you get Washington to beat the Jaguars if those predictions go as I stated. But hey, if we get the win, that's going to be a great way to start off. And there's at least a good chance that at least 2 of those teams, if not all 3 of those teams, are going to lose their games. And there's a good chance that we can win. So that would be a great start if that pans out. But as I was saying right there, we know about the defensive line. Yeah, they got the tools right there to at least get some pressure. So you got the talent there in the D-line that can make some plays. Up front, let them do it. Just let them put pressure on the QB. Let them do what they got to do to stop the run. That's it. The linebacking core, like TJ Edwards, Kaiser White, Hassan Reddick. I mean, these guys, you got some talent there. Let them let them do what they got to do. And there's nobody really on the there's plenty of talent there. We know Kaiser White. We saw what he could do in that preseason game against the Jets, that interception. It looks like the Chargers regret letting him go from what we're hearing about it. So we know we got ourselves an upgraded linebacking core. If we put Hassan Reddick there, hey, we know what he can do. We know he can make some plays. So there's nobody really in the Detroit Lions that concerns me, like I said already. I mean, we got the linebacking core that should be able to contain these guys. The secondary, hey, we were able to do good last year against them with the weaker secondary. Now this year we got James Bradbury, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and we get Darius Slay Jr. Hey, we know Darius Slay Jr. can shut him down. We know he came in last year motivated at Detroit to put up a good performance against his former team. If he's still got that fire in him, he's going to come down and shut him down again. I mean, not doubting that he doesn't. He does have that fire, but you got that. And you also got James Bradbury, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I mean, these guys clearly better than the wide receiving core on paper, so there shouldn't be a reason that these guys should disappoint. I look around defensively. All the talent's there to at least do something. I mean, even with Jonathan Gannon and all of our doubts we have as a fan base about him, there's at least enough talent in this game right there on that side. So on both sides of the ball, there's enough talent to at least pull this out. As far as score prediction goes, I think there's a good possibility we can at least put up 30 points against them. Good possibility we could beat them, possibly something along the lines of 37-10 or 37-13 maybe. I'm thinking more 37-10 possibly. There's a good chance we can beat them again by blowout. Now, it is possible the Lions might put up a fight possibly, and they could make it closer than last year. So there is that possibility right there. So, but either way, I see us getting the W right here. And I see, like I said, with the other NFC East matchups, yeah, I see at least two of those three teams, if not all three teams, losing right there. And the Titans should beat the Giants. Washington probably will beat the Jaguars, but you never know. The Jaguars might be able to beat them. You never know. And the Buccaneers should be able to beat the Cowboys. They should, because Tampa Bay, they did retool offensively. And clearly, Tom Brady still at his age, still dominating, still picking apart defenses. And the Cowboys, they did lose some key pieces, though. They did. Randy Gregory gone. Amari Cooper gone. They still have talent around in the Cowboys. They can still put up a fight, but I see the Bucs being able to win that game. So, should be a good start for the season for the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I said, and you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, they're probably going to end this stream earlier. I was thinking I'd go around a half hour, but I'll probably call it right here earlier than expected. So to everyone that tuned in, thank you for tuning in. If you're still in the stream, you didn't do so already, do me a favor, drop a like. If you haven't subscribed, do so. Hit that notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new vid. And even if you're catching this after it was recorded, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Most of all, have a wonderful Saturday night. Once again, an important point to bring up. If you're going to go out tonight, do so safely, especially if you're going to drink alcohol. Call an Uber, a taxi, a Lyft, or have a designated sober driver if you're going to go out and drink. Please do not be foolish. Do not be the foolish one that gets a DUI that ends up hurting yourself or somebody else. Please just do so safely if you're going to go out and drink. Have a wonderful Saturday night. Snicky Steez signing off. Fly, Eagles, fly. And I'll be back tomorrow to do a live stream of the game at 1 p.m. And I'll see you next time.